Okay, changing your wire over to your flux core, what we did was we removed our, right here, this is ER70S6, that's standard construction grade steel welding, 70,000 PSI per square inch. So took that off, tried not to bird's nest it too bad. Got our new E71, got that in here. We got it started. Now, one nice thing, one innovative feature that I wish everybody would do is put a feed wire. So what this feed wire does is it bypasses putting amperage and voltage into the torch, and all it does is runs the feed motor at its highest speed by pressing this button, right? So by pressing this button, you eliminate having to hold a live torch while you're trying to feed. So all you're going to do now is hold this button, watching the torch tip. You see the torch tip right here. And at some point here, hopefully if my cut's clean enough, it'll come out. A lot of times when you cut it like that, now what happened there is it came around and it got to the contact tip on the torch. And when you take your MIG pliers and you cut your wire, you create, it takes the round wire and turns it into sort of a football shape. A lot of times it distorts the wire, and the wire won't come through the tip if the tip isn't worn a little bit. So what you do at that point is you slide that out, throw that on the ground, take your MIG pliers, you use that part of your MIG plier right there, and you crack your tip loose. And look, there's your wire. I'm going to feed it a little bit more there. And I'll try to get a cleaner cut on it here. So what's happening is that the hole size on this is not worn, and that little distortion wouldn't come through. So now I'm going to try to wiggle it through. We got her through. Okay. So now we just put that back on. Snug it up a hair bit. Go find my gas cup that I threw on the ground somewhere. Where did it go? Seriously, that thing is gone. Oh shit. Went all the way back here. Okay. All right, so while this is off, your MIG pliers, you see the shape of them. These have serrations. These are by Yes Welder. Yes Welder MIG pliers, the MP01. You go inside and you gouge out any of that stuff. Just slide that back on. Cut your wire. So now, let me see here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the gas off. Gas is off. We're going to come down here and we're going to go to gasless MIG. You see right here, this arrow, gas is lit up. Go to gasless. Okay. Now, that still gives us up to 145 amps. Let's see how low it'll go. So it'll go down to 50 amps. Now, some welders go down lower, give you a little bit more ability for some fine stuff. So for right now, we're going to keep, because we're running 1/4 inch steel, which pretty much maxing this machine out. One thing, you know what? Something I do want to do for you. So you saw that was 145 amps and it's on 220 volts. Let me grab their adapter. I'm going to plug into 110 volts and see what our limitations are. Okay, so there I'm plugged into 110 volt. I'm going to turn it back on. It should be auto sensing. So you should see it lit up at 110 volt. There it is. Okay, and 125 amps is the max. Now I'm on a 20 amp circuit for my 110 volt. Let's go ahead. Let's play with it there for a second. All right, so take my hat off. Let's set you up so you can see what we're doing. So there we go. I'll put a link to the hood also. I've found quite a few inexpensive hoods that work real well and let you see real good what you're doing. I don't like the hoods that don't auto darken. I don't like the hoods that are not true color. But let's see, guys. Let me see. Let me zoom you back in. All right. Give you a little twist here. Should go to 5. There we go. Let's just see what you see with that far. Where's my finger at here? Yeah, well, that didn't work so well. That was what I was trying there on, what was I on, 100 amps. This was on 125 amps, this one right here. We're going to come right here with the 145 amps, flux core, and see what it does. Take a look at that. Where'd I put my brush? Guys, what am I doing wrong? Anyone want to tell me? What idiot move did I just make as a self-proposed non-flux core guy? Here, let me come out of zoom land. Let's look over here. And what happens? What do you have to change when you go to flux that I didn't do? I'll tell you what I didn't do. You have to take your ground strap out of the negative. You have to take your MIG torch out of the positive. You have to swap them. Why is this weld not working? That's why. Because I goobered that up completely. So now, let me show you what happened. Holy camoly. If I can even get this off. You got to see this. Oh, let me get in here. We melted the entire contact tip to the gas shroud. So I got to pause this, fix this, and then we'll try again. Okay, now that we're done screwing that up, we used the BestArc consumable parts kit, and we replaced all the parts. So this is a pull-off gas shroud. It just pulls off, right? You have your spring, your coil spring. It slides right back on. You unscrew your contact tip. Okay, so we're now up and running. I got you zoomed in on the part. And we have our polarity swapped, so we're not doing the moron move again. Let me grab my my welding hood here. All right. Now, that should fix a lot of that slag issue. And I should have remembered that. But I'm going to come right here towards me. And we'll see how much better it works when you have your polarity swapped to the correct way.
Does that sound nice, huh?
What does that look nice, huh? Okay, so now I'm going to bring the power down some. Let's go 125. See what that looks like. And not horrible. Just for shits and grins, I'm gonna go down to 100. I just want to pull a bead. Again, I'm not real experienced with flux core. It's a newer technique for me. Let's give it a pull. Let's see. I'm gonna go right here, right in between these. see how that looks. That actually looks a little bit better right there. It's here we're flattening out a little bit too much. Here we're coming up. That's at 100 amps. Let's pull another one right here. Let's see what that looks like. That's not horrible, huh? You see that? Okay, now I just want to see. I'm gonna pull a little bit here at 100 amps where I'm at. I'm gonna do about an inch. Then I'm gonna go back up to 145 and do about an inch. And I believe that flux core has a little bit more power burning into the part compared to gas MIG. That's not horrible. I don't know if you guys saw on my start, my hand slipped and I did pull off into the base metal there. So now what I want to do, we're going to go back up to 145. Now I know that the part's also getting thinner as we go. We're going to run into actually, you know what I'll do? I'll flip it and I'll pull it this direction here. We'll see the difference going from 100 amps here, 145 amps here. Give it a quick clean. Now the truth's always on the back side. Yeah, you definitely see I got more heat through on the 145 amp side. You can see the color change on both plates. You see color change just on the one plate here. Yeah, but actually the 145 almost looks unhappy. I'm going to go down to 125. I'm going to weld towards you on this section right here. See what that looks like. Boy, is this stuff smoky too. Like when you're running solid core with the 7525, you don't get near the kind of smoke and stuff in the shop that you get with this stuff. This stuff's really smoky. I'm holding my breath while I'm welding. Okay, that's at 125. That wasn't bad at all. Bring it to you. All right, let's see here. So we'll go back there. So there's your 125. There's your 100. Over here, you can see the 145, we had too much heat in there. You can see how flat it is, how we didn't have any cap or crown on it whatsoever. The center, that was MIG, that was gas MIG, right? But either way, you see that you have the ability to get good solid weld coverage, whether you're using the gas MIG or you're using the flux core, right? So that's a huge advantage to the multi-purpose machines is it gives you good performance. It gives you the ability to run multiple processes depending on what your needs are. Let me see, how do I have you set up here? And yeah, so you get the BestArc MIG 145 multi-process. It performs well. You're looking at the welds. You can see what they're doing. I mean, human error comes into play. I forgot to swap my polarities when I went to FluxCore. The user experience is pretty good for this. I know as a new welder, new guy purchasing your new welder, you don't want something that's over complicated, but you want something that has enough features built into it to do what you want it to do. And I think that BestArc looked at the industry and said, let's come up with a price point that most people can afford, and let's give them a product that will perform, as you can see, perfectly adequate for most of your home and small shop repairs. They're giving you the advantages of a product that has a lot of innovation built in with the synergistic settings. They have the red button inside for the auto feed for your wire, so that you're not putting amps and volts into the wire while you're feeding. It's a safety feature. It's also a faster way of loading the wire. That button's right below my finger under the cover right here, so that's innovation. That's something not all welders have. So what the guy, to me, a new welder, what his expectations are, and what performance is going to be delivered by the BestArc MIG 145 9th Gen, I believe that his expectations are going to be met. This is going to deliver the performance that he wants to do the repairs that he desires. It's going to allow him portability, again, noting that when you're dropping to 110 volt, you're probably not going to be welding on 1/4 inch steel. You're going to be doing much thinner stuff like mower deck material, not fab deck, the stamped steel decks, various things, gas grill repairs. Who knows what you might be doing at your house. There's going to be an awful lot of time that the 110 volt side of this machine is going to be more power than you possibly could want or need for the repairs you're doing. This machine's going to do that. It's going to deliver that value to you and the ability for you to do your repairs. It has a lot of advantages built into it. Again, improvements, longer cords would be beautiful. Rubber feet under it. It's a hard plastic. It slides all over the place on your cart. If it had rubber feet on the bottom, that would be really nice. Making sure that BestArc maintains on Amazon the branded consumable kits that they have now, but also I would put replacement torches, possibly longer torches. Make sure that they have a BestArc branded TIG available for it. What the heck? Why don't we have BestArc throw together an inexpensive gauge set for doing MIG, since the machine supports that, and have BestArc just box in the all the accessories, parts, and replacement needs for the customer under their name, under their brand. That would be some improvements that I could see. Other than that, the machine functions well. It's easy to use. It performs good. It lays down nice welds. I have nothing negative to say about it whatsoever. I'm going to probably maintain this machine in my shop, and there will be times that I can take this mobile and do work that I couldn't have done with my commercial MIG machine, which is only a MIG machine. This adds a great feature set to me. I look forward to using it in the future, and I hope you consider buying a BestArc MIG 145 and adding it to your shop and see what it can do for you. Thanks, guys. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. That really helps me a lot on the algorithms, lets more people see videos, and the more people that see the videos and the more people that comment, I appreciate your comments greatly. You don't know how much I like that. Comment, tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what I'm doing wrong, tell me what you don't like about my videos. Help me be a better version of this. Thanks, guys.